Okay, so if I want to open that file, my version of Studio Next has a bug in it and I still don't know why. So I have to go to Design, Export, Import, Merge from Library. And Dushan couldn't figure out why. And then I can navigate to Stitch and Vector, come down here to Sayings, click once. Here it is, regular Studio, open. And that's how I have to open my files. But since I did like import export, I did design export import. You may not be able to see this, but up at the top, this file is not even named. But that's okay because I'm going to rename it anyways for Studio Next. So I'm going to go to Design, Save As. And I have to navigate against Vector, Sayings. Otherwise, everything crashes and takes too long, so I'm desperately waiting for the next version. So I could click on this, but then instead of RS, I'm going to put SN. And then I'll hit enter twice or hit save. And now up at the top it says that. And so I can go to say this one. And I'll hit Control 1 to bring it into view. It's not very thick, so I'm going to see if I can do this without ungrouping. I'll go into params. And it shows me everything here, all of, my outlines, my connections. I'm going to click on, oh, I don't want to click on fill because I want to convert this to a mesh. So I don't think I can convert it to a mesh while it's grouped. I can't remember, but I'm going to do convert, fill mesh, swim auto, fill to mesh. Do I want to do it without copying and pasting? Yeah, I will. And let's see if everything within here turned to mesh. It did. Perfect. Ah, I love that. Okay, so now I'll hit params. So I'm going to go to, I don't know what I want to go to. I'll go to tiles. There was one that I really, really liked. I think it was in net though. It wasn't elements. I think it was fractal. This one. I'd be interested to see what it looks like. And I haven't used it in a while, so I don't know what the smoothing will do. Because this is already smooth, so I honestly can't remember. But notice how this is 0. This might lock it up. So give it a width of, say, 6, because this is small. So the distance between the little lines. And this has a single layer. When it has a single layer, that means it makes an outline, but you still have to create an outline over it because it doesn't outline it perfectly with single layer. You don't have to do single layer. You could do uncheck it, do double layer, and then come over here. And you can include the contours or not, but since mine are already in, I'm not going to include them. So I'll just, and what is my stitch length? See how it's 0, 0? You don't want to lock things up. So let's do 1.5 and 2.0. So you do want to check those. It's interesting that that happened. So there's no single layer. So let's just hit apply and see how it looks. So it'll be a double layer mesh. Okay, so the 6 mils wasn't enough. And remember, this is small font, even though I did make it larger. It's narrow and whatnot. So I'm going to go all the way down to 2 mils. I experimented a little bit off camera so I wouldn't waste too much time. And I'll hit apply. And that looks pretty good, especially since I'll have an outline around it. Let's go into 3D. That's really pretty. I love that. And remember, I could change the outline too and make it, you know, more decorative. Let's go with options, settings, go with a different color background. This color, I'm not sure, but let's try it. Okay, so it shows up a little bit better. So that's my design. And again, I can go into params and I can change the outline. I could just click on outline, even though everything is all grouped. And I can change it here, or I can go into fragment editors and bring in some of my custom ESMs. Don't know what I would change it to here. Use this to page up and down instead of this, because if you click here, it skips some. So if you click here, it doesn't skip any as you page up and down. Yeah, I would have to change it to one of my custom ESMs because some of mine are, you know, tinier. Some of these I'm not too crazy about for this particular project. This one possibly, I don't know. Here's these overlocks. This one's not bad. I guess I'll leave that as is, and even that I'm going to leave as is and just see what it looks like. Not bad, actually. It's kind of interesting. It reminds me of like a chain stitch, and it's just the one layer. I wonder how the density map looks. Not bad, not bad. It's a few dark oranges. I can use hold my right mouse button and scroll around, pan around. Not bad. And remember, like I said, Control 1. Oh, that's very pretty. It's very lacy. I really do like it. Very, very pretty. So if I go into gadgets, fragment editors, I can bring in my custom ESMs. So I click here, 1 defaults to slot 1. Click here, open sample. And not sure how I have this sorted. By date. Let me sort it by name. And it's descending. Let me sort it by ascending name. So my arrowheads are very similar to what I have there. I have the 4 mil and the 6 mil. I have so many different sizes. Let me just click that and click open. And 2, slot 2. Open sample. Arrow eye. I don't even remember that one. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I remember making that for some reason. Let's see. The back stitches. Bike chain is always kind of cool. I have bike chain thin, bike chain big. I don't know. I like them both. I don't know if that would be too dense. Try bike chain thin. Or chain simple. So that's very similar to what we have there. Now this one's 2 mils. I'll try that one since it's such, narrow font and so on. So I'll just put one more in there then. Get 5 slots. Cones, E-stitch. Flames is cute. Flames short. The one that I had that was the heartbeat has no direction. I don't know if I would go with this one. This one is narrow. Sometimes you don't know how good that will look, but it is, like I said, heartbeat points. Don't recall why I made this one. Let's just try it. And click done. Oh, I guess I have an extra point, stitch point in there. So let's just click on this without ungrouping it. Go to params, click on the outlines, and let's just try the different ones. I really like just the Fra 14, to be honest. It's gorgeous. So arrowhead's going to look similar. So this is 6 mils. That's going to be pretty wide. No, it's not. It doesn't seem too wide. It's a little bit simpler, it seems. Density map is good. Zoom in a little bit. Wish I could make this narrower. See, that doesn't make this part narrower though, so it's like it doesn't even matter. Okay, so let's try this one. I mean, it's nice. Sometimes I wonder if it's too dense. No, it's not dense at all. Not at all. Boy, I like them all. And then you want to look at it in a one-to-one view. So over here in Studio Next, you click on this, but it's not letting me. So if I clicked my minus button, then this will change. So I can click my minus button, keep clicking it, whoops, plus. Now I'm at one-to-one. So that's how it would look one-to-one. Like chain thin. So now it's the same thing, but just thinner. Okay. I guess it depends on what look you want. I'm not crazy about that. It doesn't give me that wow effect. So this is the chain stitch, which is going to be similar to the first two I did. Oh, that's lacy. That is very lacy. Now you wonder how the edges are going to look. Because in some parts, you know, you see parts of this design kind of going in and then you don't. So I guess that's something to consider. I zoom out till I'm at 1:1. It is very lacy and pretty. They're all pretty. And then heartbeat with the points. Oh, that is radical. How wide is this? 4 mils. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, with something like this, if I wanted it, since I'm using mesh, I could make it even bigger. But I mean, it's already 182 mils long. So that's almost 8 inches long and about 2 inches tall. That is pretty wild looking. We can go down to say, whoops, I got rid of it. Hit enter twice. Let's hit Control 1 to bring it back into view and hit apply. So you can still do a lot of things with, you know, while you have the params window open. Okay, interesting. It's pretty good. Like the stitches underneath are, you don't really see them, and I do like the movement that it gives. Not sure about these corners though. Let's see. Yeah, they're different. So they're different here and here. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that it is a directional. So if I were to go with, say, the heartbeat points, now let's see the width. The width on that is 4. And what was the width on like chain big? Oh, very wide. Even though it doesn't look it, you know, sometimes that's kind of deceiving. You know, because of the nature of the design, it might not really be 12. So let's go to this one and let's increase it at least to 6. Let's just see. I think it was 6 originally. This might have been the one that was originally 6. I can't recall. And these cell lengths are like, it's not the width here top to bottom, but it's the width stretched out here. So let's hit apply on that. And see how these points come out. Oh, yeah, that's probably why I made it smaller. So that was the one that, yeah, that's really something. Let's go down. Let's go back to the 4. I think the 4 was pretty radical. Yeah, it was. And let's see how our points look on the T. I mean, they kind of look the same, the way it navigated around it. Let's make this 3. Enter, enter. And then I'll let you go. So those are the things that you want to look at with, when you're assigning an outline is, if your outline has direction, which this doesn't, then you want to look at your points and whatnot, because sometimes you may have to hold my right mouse button. You may have to go in and convert it to manual so that you can move stitch points around. See how this looks the same as this? And same thing down here. That is pretty radical. I kind of like it now. So this was heartbeat points at 3 mils. And the reason why probably I put the points in were so that I'd have an extra stitch point. For some reason I needed it, and I can't remember why. You could see there's a stitch point there. If I went into vector view, you can't really see it. But okay, so that's what we're going to go with. Heartbeat points 2 and 2.5, min and max. I could stretch it out, but I like it like that. And 3 mils. And we'll hit Control 1. Very cool. Very cool. Hey guys, just interrupting the video just to let you know that there is an outline bundle on my website where you can purchase most of these ESM outlines, and I actually added the points, the heartbeat points to that. And here is that page on my website. It's wequiltstudio.com/ESMs. So, but you can always get to it but by just going to wequiltstudio.com and then clicking on Embird ESMs. And the bundle is down about, there it is there. And I don't even have all of them showing because there's just too many. But yeah, so if you want to get it, then you'll have it. All right, back to the video. So this is Studio Next. I saved it as that. I'll hit Control S again. So there you go, guys. And of course, you could change up the mesh. You could make it the straight line mesh and make that wavy if you want. The straight line mesh is in, I've actually seen it. Oh, I don't have anything selected. Click there, hit params, then hit mesh. The straight line mesh is in tiles, and I believe it's like 40 something. It was the one I requested like last year or something. $47, this one here. And I won't do a single layer. This is still unchecked from before. My stitch length and everything stays the same, but I could give it a wave if I want, a ripple. The scale, though, at 400% isn't gonna probably do well. Even 100 might not be enough. Let's try 50. It might take a while for it to show up. We'll just go with, say, 75. And if we click apply, and I didn't click this tab here for the direction, but the default direction is horizontal, what you see there. Oh, so there it is at 75. Not bad. Not bad. And I would want it horizontal. You could change the angle down here. if we gave it a ripple count of 2, so there'd be 2 S's within here. In the range of 10, that's way too tall. The range is how tall the ripple is. That's too tall. Let's just go with, say, 2.5, and we'll leave the angle of the ripple at 0. Okay, now you see I have connections here, so we don't want those. So let's go back. We don't have a single layer. We're going to have to probably include outer and inner contours because we do have a hole here. So if we want to get rid of these connection lines, we're going to have to give it the contours because those will be like where it travels then instead of in here. So we'll hit apply. So we're going to have more density on our outsides, but it should be okay. The density map shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so they went away. It doesn't seem to be, it doesn't seem to be the right stitch for this. Like you'd have to come in and maybe give it more. First of all, maybe give it a count of, say, 4 or 3. It's such a small area, though. And the range, I don't know. If you go any more, we'll just go up to 3, I guess. And then we might want to go to 50%, but let's just try it at 75 and see with adding an extra count and increasing the range. Okay, that gave us a little bit more movement, but it still doesn't seem like it's the proper design for this. The better one, I think, was the net, the fractal, and the 2 mils. I didn't click smooth. Let's just hit apply so we could see the difference. And I didn't check any kind of randomness. Oh, it doesn't look as good now. That is interesting. Oh, I know why. Because this is still checked. That just freaked me out. Okay, none. And hit apply. And then we'll check smooth to see what changes. Because, that's already smooth. Okay, so here we are. This doesn't look good in here, and that's probably because this is 2 separate objects. So I might have to change this and go in and see, change these to 1 object to get that to look better. But let's click the smooth and hit apply. Yeah, nothing really changed. So, because it was already smooth, that's for ones I think that are, because on fractal, you can do, where's the one? This one? You can do this one. You could see how it, well, you can't see there, but if you have smooth checked, then this becomes just a regular stipple. It's not octagonal shaped. But we'll go back to the one I like. And let me just hit done and address that T. So I will have to ungroup this. So this T, you could see is 2 separate. We've got the outline, but the meshes are 2 separate. So we're going to have to ungroup it again. So for right now, I'm just going to make it purple. I'm going to ungroup it again. And we've got this mesh and then a connection and so on. But what I should do is just take the outline itself, convert it to a fill, create fill from outline, and then just convert that fill to a mesh, and then click on this, and then just left drag and hold, let go, set identical params. And so now this will be, and insert this one after that, because these will be gone then. Delete those. Let me right click and delete because it's not deleting. Okay. So let's go ahead and generate that. That way it's one solid fill, or one solid object there. That all that's gone now. So hold Control and select the other, then right click group one only now. And we'll just click here, drag with my left mouse, set identical color, and there you go. So I would say I'm happy with that now. The only other thing I could try, hold that and hold Shift and select all of these, and I could group them again. Ungroup one is taken, so group two, Control S. The only thing I could try is to possibly go with a width of 1.5. Might be too much because you might not even see the mesh then when you're at 1:1. But let's just try it. Excuse me. And then see how 1:1 looks. Okay, so I'm at 1.2. I'm going to hit my minus sign twice. Now I'm at 1:1. I mean, I do like it. I do like it. There you go. And if we look at our density map, it's still green. It's great. You know, you see the only one where you have a lot of orange is this E. That was the column stitches. The other ones were fine. Very, very pretty. So I'll hit Control S. And remember, I could make this bigger. And, you know, if I wanted to make it bigger, but yet still stay within a hoop, I could always put the letters, you know, put this under this. I can arrange them differently. But I'm going to let it go. And we'll see you in the next video, guys. Enjoy. Bye.